Okay, so we came to know about STP, okay, and we came to know about RSTP, and now we are working with
Yeah.
MSTP. Okay. So MSTP stands for Multi-Spanning Tree Protocol, which is open standard.
Yes.
Okay, and when we talk about IEEE standards, it is IEEE 802.1s. Okay,
We did not we did not do MSTP yet. I think.
so what is this?
It's not that we are gonna talk about it.
Yeah, MST.
Okay.
See, uh, we learned about STP, right?
Yes,
Then we have learned
STP,
about PVST, PVST
RSTP,
plus, RSTP,
PST plus. Yeah.
and then we are talking about
Yes.
MST. And after MST, we will talk about
Okay.
Ether channel. After Ether channel, private VLAN.
It,
Yes.
okay.
Okay. So now we are. This is MSTP. Okay. You say MST or you say MSTP is the same thing. Okay. Multi-spanning tree protocol. Okay. Now
No. Okay.
STP standards was
Protocol.
802.1D. Remember, RSTP standards was 802.1W.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes,
and
only.
yeah, and this one is
So
1S.
those are the reference, or yeah, I
Yeah,
was even about to ask you about this question. Those are the reference,
yeah, just
or
reference. Whenever you
okay.
are bringing something in as per technology, so whenever IEEE is bringing something,
Yes.
so IEEE gives some standards.
Yes.
Okay, this is the standards of this one. So in that standards, you will
Okay.
know the detail of MSTP.
Okay.
Is some kind of code or identification.
Yes. Yes.
Now by default, it works same as CST, common spanning tree. Okay, by default, it has a
Okay.
single instance for all VLAN.
Okay.
By default, instance 0. Now see here what they are talking. You will understand the benefit of STP. Now STP I'm saying MSTP is saying that by default instance 0 exist and all the VLANs will be mapped into that instance 0. Instance 0 means single STP process.
Okay. It's like a villain one.
No VLAN one. It's like a common
No,
STP. Yeah, VLAN one.
yes.
Yes.
It's like a villain one. Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
And the default one.
Okay, so when you have single common STP, so in that single common STP, your switch will run. I mean, it's like in your switch there will be only single STP process for all VLANs.
Oh.
Now
Okay.
remember, okay. Now instance 0 is called CIST, means common internal spanning tree.
Span.
Now we can create multiple instances according to our requirement, but by default there is a single instance called instance 0. We can
Yes.
we can create multiple instance. Okay. Now its convergence is faster than STP.
No,
Okay, but
STP.
it is same like
Same as
RSTP.
RSTP.
Yeah, the timing, okay, all those timing conversions, all process is same. Now
Okay.
root bridge, root port and designated port election criteria is same like
STP.
STP. Yes. MST supports maximum of 64 instance per switch. Okay, or
The
you can
switch.
say 64 instance per VTP domain. Okay,
Okay.
means 64 STP process will run in your domain. Now CST, in CST was used for non-Cisco devices, right? And
Okay.
CST, normal common spanning
Standard.
tree, was supporting only single STP process, right? So when it is supporting single STP
Okay.
process, then there will be no load balancing. I understand you.
Okay.
No load balancing. Because see, if you are running
Yes.
single instance, then how you can run load balancing? Means, see, load balancing is what?
Yes.
Means,
It's all one way.
yes. Now in PVST plus was
Okay.
the uh, advanced version of
Advanced of
CST. PST plus was PVST plus was Cisco proprietary protocol.
Cisco proprietary
Yes, and in that there was separate instance.
evidence.
Yeah, per VLAN, right? As per VLAN. So there
Okay.
was load balancing. Yes. Why there was load balancing? Because if I want to say that okay, switch 1 and switch 2, maybe I have switch 1 here. Okay, you can say here you have switch 1 here and switch second here, and if they are connected, switch 1, switch 2. So you maybe if you have like VLAN 1 to 10, okay, here also you have
Yes.
VLAN 1 to 10, right? Now what you can say that for normally this port will be what? DP,
DP.
this
DP.
port will be DP, this port will
Okay.
be RP, whatever, and this port will be block.
Block.
Okay. Now, so this port, you cannot use this port, right? If there is a single instance, right?
Yes.
Okay, means all the VLAN will run in a single instance. So for all VLANs, this link will be RP and this link will be blocked. But if you have
Yes.
multiple STP instances, then in that what you can do, you can say, okay, no problem. I can make this link RP, okay,
Okay.
or I can say that okay, this link RP, or I can say that okay, uh, I can make this switch as a root
Root primary.
primary for VLAN 1 to 5. I can make this as a
Yes.
primary, okay, for VLAN 6 to,
Second. Yeah.
yes, 6 to 10.
Then.
Okay, so these options you will have when in when you are running this technology like PVST plus, okay, RSTP plus, like that. Okay,
Yes.
now, but the problem was in CST and PVST. What was the problem? Problem was the convergence. The timing was slow. See, PV, P, PVST was
Slow.
better than CST, right? PVST plus was better than CST, right?
Yes.
But problem, yeah, but one problem was common in both the technologies CST and PVST plus, which was the convergence was slow, the timing. Now, so they came
Yes.
with RSTP, right? They came with the new technology RSTP
Yes.
to remove this convergence problem. So RSTP was also same. RSTP was non-Cisco, single instance, no load balancing. So Cisco said, okay, let me make my own technology,
Yes.
RPVST plus, rapid spanning tree, per VLAN
Plus.
spanning tree plus, Cisco proprietary. It was supporting like providing instance per VLAN, right? And it was supporting load balancing.
Okay.
Convergence was fast, right? Okay. So
Okay.
solution came, but after some time, Now see the problem. If I'm using this RPVST plus Cisco proprietary, here also I'm using RPVST plus Cisco proprietary. If I created VLAN from 1 to 100, right? On this switch also I created VLAN from 1 to 100. Okay. Now, so automatically 100 STP instance will be enabled, right? Are you understanding?
Yes.
So 100 STP instance will be enabled means
Yes,
for
I see.
VLAN 1, VLAN 2, VLAN 3, VLAN 4, VLAN 5, like this, right? Okay, and each VLAN will send
Yes.
BPDU message in every 2 seconds, 2 seconds, 2 seconds, 2 seconds from one switch to another switch, right? So
Another.
with this, a common and a small network, when you have two switch, so how many BPDU is traveling here?
Yeah, about
200.
many.
100 this guy is sending, 100 this guy is sending, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, so
Yes.
when your 100 or 200,
CPU
yeah,
consume.
STP instance will run, then the CPU utilization will become high, because see,
Yeah.
this switch, when this switch is
Yes.
sending 100 BPDU, when this switch is sending 100 BPDU, so this switch has to respond about 100 BPDU, right? And when this switch is also sending 100
Of
BPDU,
course.
so this switch has to respond about 100 BPDU. Now tell me how many BPDU is there? 1, 2, 3,
Yes.
4. 4 time BPDU means you can say 400 BPDU
Yes.
messages is traveling, right? So
400.
yes. So the
Yes.
CPU utilization will become higher on the switches. So the solution, the final solution came with MSTP is the solution which can reduce the CPU utilization and which can provide you faster convergence. Okay, and you can say that
Okay.
like if you'll say that, okay, if I will stop this instances, if I'll make a single instance, then where will be the load balancing? Then MSTP is saying no problem. If you want load balancing,
Okay.
no problem, you can create second instance manually, and you make load
Okay.
balancing. Okay, so instead of 100 instance, now you have two instance, one for primary and one for secondary. Now your CPU
Yeah.
utilization will become low. Okay, now what is saying that same here. See, this is your switch where you have created, by default you have single instance which is instance 0. Here also instance 0, and by default all VLANs from 1 to 4096 will be the part of this single instance. Okay, and
Yes. Zero.
yeah, and same, the bridge ID will be same, priority plus MAC address plus, remember in PVST what was here?
Yes.
No, here in PVST, here in MSTP we have
Yes.
instance number, and in PVST what was here for bridge priority? Priority plus MAC address plus VLAN number. Yes, and
Yes.
here in
Okay.
here in MSTP we have priority plus MAC address plus instance number. And why you are adding instance number? Because of to because you have to compare that, okay, my instance number is 0 and your instance number is 1. Okay, so who is
Okay.
lower? I am lower.
Yes.
Okay, or when you are comparing, like when the MAC address is same, when the priority is same, so okay, so this we will check. Okay, but here I am saying that how bridge priority will work. Okay,
Okay.
when instance. Okay, so if you are creating VLAN from 1 to 20 on switch 1 in MSTP. Okay, so here in switch 1 we created VLAN 1 to VLAN 20. In switch 2 we have created VLAN 1 to 20, right? So when you will create like this, so it's a default configuration. So it will select the root primary and root secondary and port election as per default, right? So
Yes.
by default you will see that I'll show you that there will be single instance 0. So what we will do, like, see, we will, like, here we have created instance 1. So manually we will bring all from 1 to 10 we will put in instance 1, and from 10 to 20 we will put in instance 2. Here also we will do like
Okay.
this. So now you have how many instance you have? 1 default,
One.
2
Yes.
and 3
Two.
instances.
Three.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so we can do like this. Now, so here VTP version 3. Now one question will come that like in normal what we have learned about STP, RSTP, PBST, okay, that when we create some VLANs here, right? Okay,
Yes.
so we create some kind of server which is known as VTP server, right? To propagate VLANs from
Yes.
one place to another
To
switch,
another.
right? Okay, so one
Yes.
question will come that okay, you created VLAN, okay, so with the help of VTP, you propagated VLAN from one switch to another switch. Now one question will
Yes.
come that okay, can we propagate our instances also from one switch to another switch?
One, six, another.
Okay,
Yes.
yes. So here is option that VTP version 3 will help to propagate MSTP instances from one switch to another
Switch.
switch. Okay.
Switch.
Now, so that is okay. And now in MSTP, your bridge ID or you can say the switch bridge ID will be the priority plus MAC address
Priority.
plus instance number to compare. Okay.
Yes.
Now here how they will compare, like suppose if this is a switch, this is a switch. Now, okay, this switch will say okay, like priority same. For example, MAC address is also same. Okay,
Yes.
and MAC address is not same. Here you can say MAC address is lower and higher. So this will become root and this will become non-root, right?
Good.
Okay, but
Yes.
when they will compare here for DP and RP, okay, so this is DP, this is DP, right?
Yes.
Okay, now here how they are comparing. See, now they will say that same process. Like, see, this will say that okay, I will become block and you will become RPY because your
Good.
connected interface is the lowest one.
Yes.
Now, okay, so how many BPD will be generated now in terms of like as I explained you that normal in RSTP, when your system was generating some kind of information, okay, that BPDU message. So remember we have talked about field, protocol ID, protocol version, BPDU type,
Yes.
flags, and all those things. So
Right.
this
Yes.
BPDU message will be same in MSTP also, okay. But what they are adding here, they are adding some kind of tag which is known as
Okay.
okay, which is known as MST extension, or you can say MSTP extension. So whenever this switch will
Okay.
send any information to this switch, okay, so it will send that same this BPDU message, and along with this it will add some kind of tag information with this that okay, this BPDU is for MST0, or this BPDU is for MST1, or this BPDU is for MST2. So when this switch will send any information here, okay, so after receiving this BPDU, so this switch will only send to those computers, okay, the information which VLANs are in MST0 or MST1 or MST2, like that.
Good.
Okay. It's not that when this switch will receive this BPDU, it will broadcast. No, it will, this switch will receive same like tagging. You know that VLAN the frame tagging.
Yes.
Yeah. So when what this switch was doing, it was receiving. Okay. After receiving, it will say
Yes.
that okay, and this VLAN is for
Yes.
uh,
Oh,
VLAN 10. Okay,
this
so it
this.
will only propagate to VLAN 10, right?
Yes.
So same here in MSTP, okay, when it will receive. okay, that tag, it will say that okay, you want to communicate to VLAN MST0 computers, okay, so it will only propagate to those computers or those VLANs computers which is the part of MST0 or MST1, like that. Okay, so here you can say yes, MSTP provide load balancing. We will see this load balancing also. Okay, and
Okay.
what is the achievement in MSTP? Low CPU utilization plus load balancing and faster convergence. Okay,
Okay.
convergence and proposal agreement is same like RSTP. So we don't have same,
RTP.
all options is same. Only what this MSTP is doing, MSTP is providing you instances as per your manual configuration. There is no multiple instance. If you want single
Okay.
instance, you let it be single instance. If you want two instance, only create two instance. Okay.
Attribute. Okay.
Yes. Okay, now to enable instances, okay, remember we have to add the ports to VLANs, right? It's not that I
Yes.
created VLAN and the instance will be there. No, whenever you want to enable the instances, you have to add the ports to the specific VLAN or enable trunking.
Okay.
Automatically the instance will be enabled, right?
Okay.
Okay, so I think now theory, okay. So now MSTP attributes. Now in MSTP attributes are there, like when you will create MSTP instances, okay, you will see that
Yes.
MSTP name. So by default, there is no name. Okay, remember in VTP there is no domain name, right?
Yes.
Yes, and by default in VTP revision number is 0. Okay,
Yes.
but in VTP revision numbers was increasing as per your VLAN configuration, right? But
Yes.
here there will be no name of the,
No name.
yeah, but
Yes.
revision
Yes.
number will be 0, and it will be 0 always if you will not manually change.
Okay.
Okay, so you have to change the revision number by your own. Okay, in number of instances, okay, number of instances means it, here you will get some like, okay, in instance 0 how many VLANs are added, VLAN 1, VLAN 2, VLAN 3, like that. So how the final
Yes.
figure will be there, that name will be like this, revision configuration number will be this, or RN, not revision configuration, revision number 1, and instances if you will create, and whatever VLAN you will map, it will be like that. Okay, okay, now suppose I have two switch here. Okay, this is my two switch, and maybe I will have two switch more in the network, and these all switches will be connected like this. Okay, now in
Okay.
this two switches, if all the configuration, MST configuration is same, name is also same, revision number is also same, instances are also there equal, and all VLANs are also added samely, okay, same, then you belong to same domain, right? Means your domain is also same, my domain is also same, so it will be known as a
Instance.
intra region. Okay,
Okay.
you know that intranet means
Yes.
working within the same domain, right? Yeah,
Yes.
internet means your domain is different, my domain is different, right?
Yes. It's
Yes,
like internet. Yep.
yes. Now if you will see here these two switches, MST is CCNP, revision number is okay,
Yes.
okay, and some different information. So okay, so when you see different information, okay, when the MSTP packet is not matching, okay, see this switch is okay, this two switches is MST is okay, but this two switch MST and this two switch MST is not matching, right?
Yes.
Okay, so it is known as intra region. So
Inter.
this region, okay, means this two switch, they are connected, but they cannot communicate by default. Okay, if this VLAN computers, like you can say instance 0 computers, okay, or you can say instance 1 VLAN computers wants to communicate to this instance 1 VLAN computer, they won't be able to communicate because they are working in a inter region. They are not working in
Yes.
intra region. Only you can communicate to those switches computers who are working in intra domain. Okay, not in inter
Okay.
region. Okay. See, there are two type of region.
Yes.
One is known as intra region and one is known as inter region.
Inter. Yeah, okay.
Intra means same, inter
So,
means different.
okay.
Okay. Okay, so now we will talk about MST configuration. Okay, so no problem. Let me come to our GNS3. MS, MSTP. So we can take some switches. E0 and E1. So here we are running MSTP, and here also we are running MSTP. Okay. And now we will make this link as a trunk. Okay, so we are going to create VLAN 1 2 20, okay, here also and here also. So let's take the console, switch 1, conf t. We are going to create VLAN 1 2 20 exit. Exit. Now come here to switch 2, conf t VLAN 1. Oh, sorry, we created 1 to 20. We,
Yes.
sh we should create from 2 to 20, but it's okay.
Okay.
Exit. Exit. And now if we'll verify, so spanning tree. Okay, see, only single instance is running, right? Okay,
Yes.
but if you'll check here summary, okay, by default it is rapid, right? So rapid has multiple instances, right?
Yes.
Yes.
But why single instance is running here? Ah,
Yes.
because of the trunk.
Yes, so what we will do, we will come here conf t interface e0/0-1 interface range interface, okay, switch port trunk encapsulation dot
Dot
one
one.
q, then switch port mode trunk. Fine. Exit. Come here to switch to conf t interface e0/0 range e0/0-1 switch port trunk encapsulation dot one q, then switch port mode trunk. So everything is fine. Now
So,
if you will come on
so
switch 2,
here
yeah,
the spanning tree by default is a rapid
yeah,
previous, right?
yes, yes.
So if it was like a previous TV, you see this one, the instance.
Yeah,
I
RSTP is
mean,
also supporting multiple instance.
because yesterday I did something and then I realized without even configure the trunk, I realized that there were many instances of VLANs.
No,
And
by
then I
default,
found
they,
out
you
that
know, some switches, by default, in some
yeah,
switches, you will find the interface mode is dynamic desirable.
yeah,
Some switches, so when it is here dynamic desirable and here, so whenever you will connect
yeah,
with the same switches, automatically they will
yes.
negotiate and they will make trunk.
Okay, this is the reason why I saw
Yes.
automatically my
So
instance VLANs.
interface trunk. Okay, so trunk is enabled and now so VLAN VLAN brief. Yes, we have VLANs. Okay, but if you check here, so spanning tree, yes, we have now multiple instances, right? Can you see here we have 100 instances, oh sorry, 20 instances. Okay,
Okay,
so 20 STP process is running.
yes,
Okay, now if you are checking here, so spanning tree summary, to have the mode is PVS RSTP. Okay,
yes,
okay,
honestly.
RSTP PVST plus is same, only RSTP. What is the difference between RS rapid PVST and PVST? What is the difference? Only the time is time difference, otherwise everything is same.
Okay,
Okay, okay, so now we are going to reduce this one. So you type here span enable MST. Okay, how to enable MSTP in this switch? See, spanning tree
so mode
mode. If you put question mark here,
MST.
MST PVST rapid spanning tree. Okay, see here
Yes,
plus is not written, so always don't think that why plus is not written. Plus means, okay, see here, plus means, let me
yeah,
show you this system extended ID. Okay, so it is
yes,
always plus in the Cisco switches. Okay,
okay,
so we will use here MST. Okay, MST or MSTP is the same thing. Okay, now come here
yes,
to switch to conf t spanning tree mode MST.
MST.
Okay, and now once you enable MSTP, okay, and now if you are checking here, so spanning tree summary, now what is
Okay,
written here? MST 0. Okay, single
yes,
instance. Okay,
yes,
and now see, and before when we were running this one, so a spanning tree summary. Okay, so we were getting
yes,
something like this. Okay, rapid spanning
yes,
tree and, okay, and multiple informations like that. See here.
okay,
Okay, but here we are getting only single information. See here, MST 0. Okay,
okay,
and all is in the learning process. After that they will move to forwarding process. Okay,
yes,
now if you are coming to switch 2 also to verify, so spanning tree summary. Okay, this is blocking. Okay, one port is in blocking, right?
yes,
Okay, because one will be in the blocking. Okay,
yes,
fine. A root bridge, this is not a root bridge. And here if you are coming here, okay, this is root bridge. Okay, if you'll check here, so
yes,
spanning tree, see this is a root. Okay, this switch is a root.
okay,
Okay, and now if you're coming here, so a spanning tree. Okay, this is a non-root switch and this E0 by 1 is block, right? And
yes,
this E0 by 0 is the root port. Fine, everything is okay. Now if I'm checking my MST configuration, okay, so here, so spanning tree MST configuration. See here. By default, what I told you. Do you have any name?
No.
No name. Do you have any revision number?
Zero.
Yes, no
Yes.
revision number. Okay, how many VLAN is mapped now?
One till the end.
Yes. And how many instances you have?
Zero.
0. And how many instances is configured? One instance by default.
Yes.
Okay. Now, if I'm coming to switch 2,
Okay.
so spanning tree Mhd configuration. Same thing?
Yeah, same thing.
Yes. Okay. Now, remember we talked about some type of MST region, right?
Yes, region and
Yes.
domain.
Yes. So, if this switch and this switch are connected with the link, right? Then how they will verify
Yeah.
whether they belongs to,
Same.
yeah, inter region, sorry,
Oh,
not
intro.
inter, intra region or inter region. How they
Uh,
will verify?
yeah.
Remember I
Okay.
told you something that to verify that they belongs to intra region or inter region, so MST
Yes.
configuration should be same, right? The
Yes.
MST configuration should be same. Question should be same on both the switches. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So now this switch is in you can say in Cameroon. Okay.
Yeah.
Douala. Douala. Okay. And this one is in Yaoundé.
Okay.
Yaoundé. Okay. Then how the both switches will come to know whether you belong to same region, because this has been configured by some other engineer and this has been configured by some other engineer, right?
Yes.
Yes. Now see, after configuring MST, see what we did here. We configured this lab. We created VLANs, right? Okay. We configured this link as a trunk. See here, we configured this link as a trunk. Then we enable MSTP on both the switches, switch 1, switch 2, and then we have
Yes.
verified, right, that how many instances
Yes.
are running. So now we saw that only single instances are running, and we saw
Yes.
the MST configuration as well, right?
Yes.
Now
Yes.
we are verifying how MST will verify and know that both the switches belongs to same region. Understand this one.
Okay.
Now MST switches generate one MD5 algorithm on behalf of MST configuration and create a
Okay.
digest key value. Okay, who will create digest key value? The MST switch will create a key on the behalf of this configuration. Are you understanding?
Okay.
The
Okay.
cipher type of key, something, hashing kind of key. That is automatic. You
Yes.
cannot
Yes.
do anything in that. Okay, and they will
Okay.
create that key, though the key on the behalf of MST name, a revision number, instances, something like that. Okay, and on the behalf of that key, they will compare the key, because see this switch will also generate key, MST key, and this
Yes.
switch will also generate key, and they will match. And if the key will
Okay.
match, they will belong to same region, and if the key will not match, they belong to a different region. Okay.
Yes.
So whoever now, and how they will exchange the key, they will exchange the key on the with BPDU
Update.
updates, and whoever digest key will match, okay, with the switches, they will be working with the
Same
same region.
Mstp region.
Yes. Now let's verify the MST MD5 digest value. Now let's come.
Okay.
So we will type here one command on switch 1. So a spanning tree MST configuration digest. Okay, this is the command. Now you can see here the
Okay.
digest value of this switch is this one. Let me copy. This is switch 1 digest value. Okay, this is switch 1 digest value. Now let me come here and type the same command on switch 2. So here also this is the key, digest key. Now copy and paste it here. Okay, now tell me, is it the same or different? Switch 1, the digest key is same or different?
Same.
For sure.
Let me make sure. Yes.
Yeah, it's the same.
Everything is same.
Yes.
Yes.
So when it is same, and why it is same? Because you can see here this MST configuration is same here, and
Belongs to
MST configuration
mm,
is same as here as well. So when the configuration is same, so they belongs to same domain.
intelligent. Intelligent.
Yeah. Now let's make some changes on switch 1.
Okay.
So if I'm on switch 1 and I'm coming here conf t, okay,
Yes.
I will say that first you have to go to spanning tree MST configuration. Now see, you came to MST, inside MST, same like
Yes.
router rip, then you come to router rip, right?
Yes.
Yes. Now you have to write here name, I'm writing here Cisco. Then I will say that instance
Okay.
instance 1, I'm creating instance 1, and I will say that
Oh,
VLAN 1 to 10 will be the part of instance 1, and now I'm creating
okay. Instance two.
instance 2, and that VLAN 10 will be the part of instance 2. Okay.
Should we be on 10, 11 or still 10?
Sorry, let me repeat it. Instance 1 and
Yes.
instance 2 will be from 11 to 20. Fine.
11 to 10.
Yes.
Yes.
Now we are creating some revision number. Okay, revision number 1. Okay, and then we'll say exit, and now we are checking so spanning tree MST configuration. So now see, this configuration is different, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And
So when it is
two
different,
instance.
yeah, and if you'll check here, so spanning tree configuration digest. Okay, now you see
Okay.
the digest is different. Now you see that,
Yes.
let me delete this key. Now the digest value is this one. Now you see the totally digest value is different. And if you come to
Different.
switch 2 to compare the digest value, so before you compare the digest value, see, this digest value is this one, same, because the MST configuration was this one, right?
Yes.
Okay, and now you can see here, so spanning tree MST configuration. So configuration is this one. Okay, so this
Yeah.
switch will create the MD5 hashing key on the behalf of his configuration, and this switch will generate the key on the behalf of this configuration. Okay, so they will belong to a different reason. You will not find somewhere written that you belong to this reason, because there is no any option to create reason. Okay, see, you remember you worked with RS RIP key. We create some key, um, key here, and also we create here key, and if the key will match, you will become neighbor. If key will not match, you
Yes.
will not become neighbor, right?
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
so same here also it is like that. Okay, if you will belong to same region, okay, we will communicate to each other. If you will not belong to same region, the communication will be different. Okay, so we'll see how to create communications between intra region. Okay. Now so we verified the key, same key. After changes we verified the key and the key was different, right?
Yes.
Okay, then fine. Now let's make the same changes in MST configuration on switch 2 value. Okay, fine, no problem. Now let's come to switch 2 and we will create the same changes what we did. Okay, conf t spanning tree MST configuration. Now you say name was capital Cisco. Okay, fine. CISCO Cisco. Then we said instance 1 VLAN 1 to 10. Okay, and in instance 2 we created from 11 to 20, and then
Yes.
we said revision
Okay.
1 and then exit. And after, if you check here, do so spanning tree MST configuration. So configuration is same, and when the configuration is same you can check here the digest value. Now copy the digest value, paste, and now you see the digest value is same or different, same, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so here is saying that now let's make changes in MSTP configuration on switch 2 and verify MD digest. So we did this, and after that we verified the same, right? Okay, now we will verify MST STP instances, okay, running on each switches. So now let's come here. Now come to switch 1. Okay, we will verify so spanning tree. Okay, now how many instances you have? See, can you see here? You can see here MST0, but in other spanning tree protocol we were saying here as a VLAN 1, VLAN 2, VLAN 10, like that. Remember? Can I show you the previous?
Okay.
See here, earlier we were getting this kind of thing, right?
Yes.
Yeah, but when MST
Um,
is running, MST, here you are getting MST0, then you see here
yes.
MST1, and then you will see MST2.
Okay.
Can you see here?
Yes, I can see.
Yes, and now if you will check here, so spanning tree MST configuration, then you will see here, see, I have 3 instances. 0 is this
Yes.
one. Why 0 is 21? Because I have taken by default in VLAN 0, sorry, instance 0, you will have from 1 to 4094, but from here I took in instance 1 I created 1 to 10, and instance 2 I created 11 to 20. And you can see here how
Yes.
many instances is configured. 3 instances
Three.
are configured. Okay. Now what will happen if you'll come here conf t. Okay, now you will see here spanning tree MST configuration, and you will say here, okay, instance 3, maybe you created instance 3. Okay, and now if you are not adding, okay, see here, can you see here, you
Okay.
have to add any VLAN in that. So it's not
Okay.
that
I
you can
see.
only create instance and you can come back. No, instance, you have to
Yeah.
create instance and then you have to add some VLANs there.
Add it.
Okay, maybe suppose I said that, okay, let me add VLAN 25. Okay, so you say here VLAN 25, and then you say here exit. And now if you are verifying, so mstp configuration, see here, okay, you added VLAN 25, but if you check here, so VLAN brief, Okay, do you have 25 here? Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 is here. I don't know why. Okay, so you will see like this.
Okay.
Okay, but you will see
So now it means that
yeah, tell me.
we will not have so many instances like before.
Yes, yes. So CPU utilization will become low, and if you want to check the CPU utilization of switch, then how you will check? So processes
Okay.
processes CPU. Okay, CPU utilization. Okay, right now is 0 because see this, this is the simulated and there is no
Mhm.
computers. Okay, but in the real
Yes.
environment, if you will run like this, you will see. Okay,
Okay.
okay. So here what we see, we verified the instances. Okay, now always keep in mind that whenever you create any instance like instance 1 and 2, okay, and
Yes.
VLANs are not associated with that instance, okay, so STP process for that MST will not be active. Okay,
Okay.
maybe if some switches will support that you create instance, but you do not add VLANs in that. Are you understanding? Okay, so you will not find that the active instance. Only the instance will be active when, suppose, see how. Let me come here. Suppose we have some instances, right? Conf t. What we will do? I'll come here. Spanning tree, Mst configuration, and I will see that. Okay, wait one second. Do so Mst. Sorry, spanning tree, Mst configuration. See here. Okay, MST is this is there, right? Okay, 3 is there,
Okay.
right, and 25 is there. But if you are coming here, so spanning tree ms, okay, just so a spanning tree, so you can see here only instance 0 and instance 1 and instance 2 is running, but instance 3 is not there, but we have instance 3, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so how that instance 3 will be active? If I'm coming here, if I'll come here and I'll say that, okay, VLAN 25 exit, and once I created VLAN, and then if I'm coming here to check, so a spanning tree, now you will see that instance 3 will be active. See why instance 3 active? Because of VLAN 3, right?
Yes.
And how I
Because
will
you added
verify
this.
that which VLANs are added here? So spanning tree MST configuration, so
Yes.
automatically you will know that,
Configuration.
okay, this VLAN is the part of this instance, like that.
Okay.
And now you see here, to enable STP process for a specific instance, you must add ports to the VLANs or enable trunking on the switches. Okay, now see, remember we have seen that in the beginning that we created something, and when you do not have ports associated to those VLANs, or if you do not have trunk, the process will not run, right? Remember, or you forget it?
I remember.
No, see,
But
whenever
forget.
if you create some VLANs or you create instances,
Yes.
okay, and if you do not
Yes.
have trunk link, or and if you do not
Yes.
have ports associated with those VLANs, okay, your instance will not be
Yes.
active.
Okay.
So
So
see,
this is what I was asking you right now. Because yesterday I created VLAN
yes,
about 4 VLANs,
Yes,
and then after that I came to check with show VLAN summary, show spanning tree
yeah.
summary, and then I realized that there were four instances.
Yeah, so what I told you, see some switches, if we will come here, if
Yes.
I'm
And
coming
then you
here,
told me right now that some
yeah,
switches
yeah, let me show you.
they
See,
are in more dynamic desirable
okay,
too.
before that, let me take one new switch. Okay, so if I'm coming to
Okay.
this switch is a different switch, this switch is a different version, and I think this
Okay.
switch is a different version too. So let me take
Okay.
here, bring it here. E0, E0, E1, E1, switch 3, switch 4, switch 5. So
I
switch,
think it's the red one that I used yesterday.
yes. So now if you are coming here, see, so version. So here I am running
Okay.
15.2. If you are coming switch 4, so version I am running 15.1. Here 15.2, here 15.1. Let's check here. So version. Okay, this is 15.12, so no problem. Now if you are coming here on switch 1, switch 3,
Okay.
interface is 0 by 0. So I'll come here. So spanning tree interf spanning tree interface is 0 by 0. Okay, switch port. So spanning tree switch port. Okay, so switch port over. So switch so interface is 0 by 0 switch port. See here. Mm, dynamic, what is written here?
Dynamic auto.
Dynamic auto. Okay, but here can you see here trunk?
Trunk.
Okay, but
Trunk.
here if I'm coming is 0 by 0, same thing. Switch 4. See here is what dynamic desirable. So
Desirable.
when I'm using this switch, which is our 15.2 version.
So yes.
Okay, here we have auto,
Dynamic.
just say auto.
No.
Okay, and when
Okay.
we are using here 15.1, okay, here we have
Desirable.
desirable.
Yes.
Right now. So desirable will try to negotiate and make this link as a trunk, right
Yes.
now. But here this was what 15.2, this is also 15.2. Okay, but
Yes.
here is also, that's why the both switches was not making trunk, that's why we made it manually. But here no need to make
But
manually.
yesterday I used the same one,
Which one? Red one?
the red one,
No, it's not part of red
and
one.
then I
You check, maybe sometime I change the icon. Sometime you will see green, sometime you will see red. Don't don't go with the icon.
okay.
Yes, it's not that the red is 12 15.2. You check the version and check the link negotiation, and then you see whether it is or dynamic auto or dynamic desirable.
Okay. Show interface.
Okay, the command is here. So
Mm,
interface is 0 by 0 and switch port means the behavior of layer 2 port.
okay.
Okay,
Show
see here.
interface.
If I will write this like this, see, so information will come different. Okay, see, this will come like a layer 3 information. Okay,
Yes.
and if I will write switch port means give me layer 2 information. So layer 2 is
Yes.
VLAN, layer 2 is trunk, layer 2 is encapsulation, layer 3 is your link is up or down, your bandwidth, your IP address, and everything it will come here. Okay,
Yes. Okay. Anyway, later I will see.
Yes. So we verified to enable STP process instances, you must have to add same, but it's same like STP, PVST and PVST plus concept.
Okay.
Okay, now make root primary for instance 0, 1, okay, and 2, okay. Now what we are going to do here, we will come here to the switch, which is our root switch, okay. So by default this switch is root for from 1 to 20 VLANs, right?
Yes.
Okay, and it is root for, now it is not VLAN, now this switch is not working for VLAN, now your switch is working as instance, right?
Yes.
Yes, so now your
Yes.
switch is root for instance 0, instance 1 and instance 2 and instance 3, right?
Yes.
Okay, so now what I am saying, I will come here and I will say that, okay, you become root for instance 0 and 1, switch 2 will become root for 2 and 3, like that, okay.
Yes.
So I think now we can delete this one, right?
Okay.
Stop and delete.
Yeah. I came to I come to say it, so it is in mode this one dynamic desirable.
Yes, your was dynamic desirable.
Yes.
Okay, that's why they made it trunk.
So yeah, both of
Yeah.
the interface. So this is the reason why I
Yes.
found it.
Okay, so we are on switch 1, so let's verify that one. So spanning tree, yes, I'm root for MST0, I'm root for MST1, okay, you can see here, and here is saying that I'm root for MST2 as well, and I'm root for MST2, okay.
Two. Okay.
Now so come to switch 1. Switch 1 is by default root for MST 0, 1, 2, 3, so we don't have to configure anything here. You just come here to switch 2, okay, and say
Yes.
here, okay, spanning tree MST 0 instance and 2. I want to make priority 0, okay,
Okay.
priority 0. Now once the priority 0, and now if you are coming here, so spanning tree, so MST 0 is okay, no problem for that. We have to check what, uh, my god, I made it 0. Okay, let's verify, no problem. So initially
Okay.
switch 1 was root, you can see here, so spanning tree, okay, initial things you can see here for MST 0, okay, MST 0 switch
Yes.
1 was root,
Yes. Two.
okay, MST 1 was switch 1 was root, MST 2 switch 1 was root. Now if with this command, same spanning tree, what we were doing in
Yes.
that previous STP spanning tree, here what we were writing, VLAN 10,
Zero. Yes.
yeah, priority this, right,
Zero.
or root
Yes.
primary or something like that. Same here
Yes.
instead of VLAN we are just writing MST, okay, and
Okay.
here in the number we are typing our instance number. So now if you are checking, so is spanning tree, see, now your switch 2 is root, okay, switch 2 is root,
Yes. It's
switch 2 is root. Now if you are checking here, all port is your now forwarding state. Yes, for switch
okay.
MST you are root MST like this, and if you are coming here now and checking that those things, so is spanning tree, now you are not root. Who is root? This is root, right?
It's yes.
Okay, so let's make root primary and those things. Now let's come to switch 1. Now we'll say no, no, no,
Okay.
you cannot be for everything, so you can come here conf t, okay, spanning tree MST, here what we want, 0 and 1, so MST 0 dash 1, okay,
Okay.
priority 0, okay. Now see, Here also I made priority 0. Can you see here? So spanning tree. Now both will fight. Okay, see. Here also I
Yes.
made priority 0. You can see this priority
Yes.
0, right? And here also if you'll check here, so a spanning tree. Here also I made it priority 0, right? Okay.
Yes.
Now tell me if the priority is same, your priority and my priority is same. So what will be the second thing to compare? See, whenever switch compares, so first they compare what?
MAC address.
Yes,
Yes.
priority. Okay, then they will compare MAC address, and
MAC
if MAC address is also same, then they will compare what? MST instance here.
Yes.
Okay,
It's like
okay. So I'll come to switch 2. Okay,
okay.
I will say, um, let me come here conf t. First I will remove this one, let it make it default everything. So I want to
Okay.
see that switch 1 will be root for 0 and 1 instance, and switch 2 will be root for 0 and 2 and 3. So
Okay.
let's come here, let's create
Country.
instance 3. So you have to write here spanning, see, by default on switch 1 you will find the instances. See this spanning tree. So spanning tree Mhd configuration. So instance 3 is also here, right? Okay, so I'll come here
Yes.
to switch 2. I'll say here conf t, okay, spanning tree Mhd configuration. Then I will come here instance 3, and I will add here VLAN 25 exit, and then I will create one VLAN 25, right? So everything is
Okay.
okay now, instances and everything is same. So now I'm coming here, so spanning tree to verify that by default switch 1 is the root for all instances, right? Okay, so
Yes.
now what we are going to do, conf t. Okay, then you say here spanning tree mst. Okay, now you want to become for 2 and 3, so you just simply say root primary, or you say root primary, or you say priority 0,
Priority.
right? It's just
Yeah.
anything is the same thing. Okay,
Okay.
now if you're coming here, so spanning tree. Now see, mst0 you are not root, right? Who is root? Switch 1 is root, right?
Yes.
mst1 you are not root, you someone else is root, right? I'm on switch 2. But if you will come here
Yes. Yes.
on mst2, you are root. Can you see it?
Yes.
MAC address, your MAC address
Yes.
is same. And here also you can say here mst3 you are root. Okay,
Okay.
and you can see here, now see, you made what? Priority 0, right?
Yes.
Okay, so see what is here. If you make priority 0, okay,
Okay.
so you made priority 0. Let me come here on switch. This is example for switch 1. I made priority 0,
Okay.
right?
Yes.
Okay, fine, understand it. Okay, now, so how many instances you have here? You have instance 0,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Yeah, which is adding your default VLANs, right?
Uh,
From
yes.
what you can say, like from
26.
1 to 4. Yeah, from, you can say whatever, like from 26 to 4095,
Yeah.
4095 or
Yes.
4094.
It's 4
Yes. Okay,
or
now you
6, I
have,
think. Okay.
better to copy directly from here, right? So mst, so spanning tree mst configuration. So let's copy from here.
Okay.
Okay, So you made
Okay.
priority 0 here, and now if you're coming here, so I think switch 2 instance is also same, switch 1 instance is also same, right?
Okay.
Okay, fine. And calculate priority 0 instance is also same. Okay, now
Okay.
so you made priority 0 4 on switch 1 for 0 and 1 instance, right? Not for 2 and 3, right?
Yes.
Okay, so delete this one. You made here instance priority 0 for 2 and 3. So delete it here. Now,
Okay.
so remember I told you something that whenever you calculate the priority, something like that.
The priority, yes, you have to add the instance.
Yes. So what they are adding? They are adding like priority. Okay. So they are adding
Yeah.
priority. See, if you are talking about in MST instance 0. So for this, what will be the bridge ID? Bridge
It should be
ID.
there.
So what will be the bridge ID?
Yes.
So the bridge ID will be priority. So what is priority? 0, right?
No, yes.
Plus, for example, MAC address 0A,
Okay.
0A, and then MST instance is 0, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It is.
Yes. And for so you can say here and for MST1 the
Okay.
priority will be what? 0, and MAC address is
Zero.
same, and this like this. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Now duplicate it, come here. Okay, so MST0, it's not 0, it's 2 here, and it's 3 here.
Yes.
So
And
priority will be
so
here 0B.
2 and 3.
Yes, 0B 2
Okay.
and 3 0B. Fine, here is 2. And now if you want to verify, if you're coming here, see on switch 1,
Okay.
so spanning tree, see here priority 0, right?
Yes.
Yes, priority 0. If you're coming here, MST 1 priority is what? Y1.
Yes.
Y1.
You added
Yes,
plus
because
one.
yeah, one instance number is added. Can you see here?
Yes.
Yeah. And
Yes, I can.
here if you are coming to MST2 and all those things, see MST2 is saying priority what? MST2 priority is 2.
Two. Yes.
Whose
And it's
priority is this
3.
one? See my friend, always yeah,
For
don't
the
get confused, because
honest,
here you are getting two information. See the upper
yes.
information, this information is information of root switch.
NST2. Okay.
See whenever you run
Yes. Yes.
yeah, so if you are talking about, see here MST0, your information, the upper
Yes.
information and this information is same. Why? Because you are the root, that's why information is same.
Yes.
Okay, so the upper
Okay.
information is the root information, this is your information. So MST0
Yes.
priority is same here, your is this one, your is this one, right? Okay,
Yes. Yes.
now here is also same what we talked. Okay, now we are talking about MST2. See here, this is the root priority of that switch 2. Can you see here?
Yes.
And what is your priority?
70.
32768 plus
Yes.
your MST.
The two. Okay.
Okay,
Which is 2.
32768 plus 2 is how much?
Yes.
32770,
70
right?
now.
Okay,
Yes.
so they are not adding VLANs, they are adding MST instance
NST.
number.
Yes.
Okay, so same here, if you are checking here also, so spanning tree MST0 is there. See priority 0, no problem. Okay, see, so for 0 switch 1 is root. Are you understanding?
Yes.
Okay, so
Yes.
priority is 0 for him, but for me is this one.
Yes.
MST1 also switch 1 is root. My priority is this one, but for MST1, 2 and 3, My priority is this one,
Yes.
see. Okay, that's why I'm root.
Yes.
Okay, now we are talking about now manipulation of root ports. Okay, so if we are making everything normal, so by default this port will be DP, this port will be DP. Okay,
Yes.
and this port will be RP, and this port will be
Yes.
block, right? Okay,
Yes.
okay. First, let's make default for setting first. So
Okay.
if we are coming here, switch. Okay, so let's come to switch to make everything default. Spanning tree, MST. So I'll say no to make default. Quantity. So just wait for the default configuration. So spanning tree. Okay, fine. Everything default. MST. This is the root. MST1. MST1. This is root. Now MST2. This is root. MST3. This is root. Fine. Everything is default now. If we are
Yes.
talking here, so a spanning tree. Okay. Now the port is blocked, right?
Okay.
Okay. So everything is blocked. So which port is blocked?
E0/1.
E0/1 is blocked. For instance 0. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
So now if we are talking here, let's delete all these things. Delete, 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 delete. So now you can see here your, this is your DP for all the instances.
Yes.
This is also DP for all the instances, and that is the root. That's why that will be DP. And this is your RP.
Root node.
Yes,
Okay.
root port. And this is your block one. So block for all the instances. Now we will not talk about VLANs. Okay. Now this is block for all the instances. Fine.
Okay.
And if you want to
Yes.
verify if you're coming on switch 2, see block for 0 instance.
Yep.
Okay. Now come here, MST1 block for MST1 instance. Okay.
Yes.
MST2 block for MST2 instance as well, and block for
Yes.
MST3 instance as well, right?
Yes.
Okay. But now according to our condition, what we want that make this port for load balancing, make this port
Okay.
like, let's make new thing. So we want E0 by 0, we want E0 by 0, E0 by 0 of switch 2 should be RP for for instance,
Okay.
instance, what you can say, instance 0
Zero two
and 1, right?
zero.
Okay, fine, no problem. Okay, and we will make E0 by 1 RP
Okay.
for instance 2 and 3.
Two, three.
2 and 3. So we can make like that. So if it will
Okay.
be like that, so our both link will be working as a load balancing, right?
Yes.
Okay. So root port for this, and this is for that one. Okay, so let's come here on the switch 2. Okay, I'll come here conf t. Okay, and then you type here interface e0/1, right? Spanning tree mst 2-3, right?
Yes.
Cost 19, like this,
Okay.
or anything less than that one. 1, 2, 3, 5, like
Cool.
that. And type here exit. And now if you are typing here so spanning tree, now see, why it's not, only instance 0 is running. What happened? Okay, now I started. Okay, let me run here so spanning tree. Now mst 0, right? For mst 0,
Yes.
your e0 by 1 is blocked. Are you
Yes.
understanding? So for mst
Yes.
0, e0 by 1 is blocked, no problem, right? For mst
Yes.
0 and 1 you are blocked, no problem, e0 by 1, right? So if you're
Yes.
coming here mst 0 you are blocked, and mst 1 you are blocked, fine, no problem, right? But if you are coming here for mst 2 and 3, mst 2 and 3, who is blocked?
E0 by 0.
e0 by 0. And who is open?
E0 by 1.
e0 by 1. And mst 3, who is open? Same.
Same.
So it's doing load balancing, right?
Okay. Yes.
Okay, and this
Okay.
lab we have already completed. Okay, uh, so what we are doing here, we have enabled load balancing, right?
Yes.
Load balancing. So load balancing means this trunk link is doing load balancing for transferring half mst from upper link and transferring half mst for upper link. Now your both link is up.
Yes.
Okay, and now this command we have already seen, right? See, when we want to make
Yes.
this switch as a root primary and this switch as a root secondary, so you have two method. One is you write here root primary or root secondary, or you write priority 0 to
0.
make this as a root, and priority little higher than this one to make this as a secondary, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we have seen this both thing. Now by default, remember when we talked about STP, RSTP, PVST, we were
Yes.
we have seen cost
Talking
as
about
100, 19, like this, right?
yes.
But here, if you check the cost, what we are getting cost like 20,000, not 20,000, 200,000, something like that, or 2 million,
Yes. The largest one.
right? Yes. So
Yes.
you can see here by default MSTP use long cost method. Remember we have used one command.
Yes. You. Yeah. You explained to me last time.
Yes. So by default, MST use long method. Why MST use long method?
Yes.
Because when these sort method was there in STP cost calculation at that time, 20 Gbps was the highest speed.
Okay.
But slowly 100 Gbps, 1 TB. So 5G connection came. So when 5G connection came, so at that time, okay, when you will use short method, so you cannot recalculate the better cost, because here all is one.
Okay.
That's why we
Yes.
we have to use long cost method to calculate the exact cost as per link
Okay.
in speed, right?
Yes.
Okay, so
Okay.
let's verify. So if you verified show spanning tree, okay, so you can see here this is the cost, right? Now if you will say
Yes.
that, let me show you. If you will say that no, right now I'm using ethernet is 100. Okay, so let me remove from 20 to 2 million to 100. Okay, so you will see here, you will come here and say that, okay, let me change it, conf t. Okay, spanning tree, path cost, method question mark. So you have short method, long method, right? So now you want to use
Yes.
short method. Okay, here also short method. Okay, and if you'll come to switch one, conf t, here also short method, right? After enabling this also,
Yeah.
and if you will type here show spanning tree, right, see still your system is supporting
Long. Yeah.
long
Long
method.
process.
Now let's come here. Now if you will try to change the cost mode, right, it
Okay.
will not change in mstp mode. Okay, so it's not that if you'll make
Okay.
short and if you'll see that it will change, so it will not change, it will always be there. So this is default binded. Okay,
Okay.
okay, so now we will talk. So I think we talked about, I think, 18 steps if this mst. Okay, go through it,
Okay.
practice is okay. So now after this we will talk about ether channel. Okay, next class.
Yes.
Okay, and then after ether channel, private VLAN, and then slowly we will.
Private VLAN.
Yes, private
Okay.
VLAN is totally different than normal VLANs.
Yes, it's my first time to hear it.
Yeah. Okay. Okay then.
Okay. See you.